Greetings, everyone. Pete Pardo here from Sea of Tranquility. Welcome to my top 30 albums of the year here in 2021. Pretty good year for music, I think. Some pretty exceptional releases. I admittedly, and that last year as well, have not listened to nearly as many new albums as I would have in the past. I mean, there were years, I could think of like the last 10, 15 years, where I would easily listen to and review anywhere from 350 to 500 albums a year. Those days seem to be kind of gone, right? And during COVID, we obviously haven't had nearly as many releases due to a lot of bands just not getting around to recording because of isolation and all that sort of thing. But that seems to have let up quite a bit. Especially here in 2021. We had a lot more releases this year than last year. As such, I listened to a lot more this year than I did get to in 2020. I decided this year, I mean, every year I'm like, I do a top 50, a top 75, a top 100, all depends on how many I actually listen to. I decided to do a top 30 this year. I think my overall list was probably about 75 that I think were worthy of putting on a best of year. And, what's interesting is I think there's a few albums on my top 30 or in my top 30 that maybe when I first got them and first, had them for a couple weeks and maybe reviewed them, I was like, I'm not so sure this is going to make it into my list. And maybe they have. And there were some that I thought would make the final list and didn't. So for my full list and honorable mentions, you're going to need to go to www.seatranquility.org. We should have the full staff picks for the year posted sometime over the next couple days. So that'll be revealed on there. So this is, if you watched the In the Prog Seat show yesterday or the other day, whatever, you got my top prog albums on the Hudson Valley Squares on Monday are going to be my top 10 more hard rock and metal. This is my top 30 overall everything. So the whole kit and caboodle. Like I said, there's some really good things that didn't quite make the cut. They're in my honorable mentions, but there's just so many albums you can list. I think if you just want all of my kind of opinions on a lot of the great releases that came out this year, certainly look here on the channel. Every Wednesday I've been reviewing quite a few things each and every week. Go onto the website and look at the reviews there. So if you don't hear me mention something here today, doesn't mean I don't like it. It's just you can't fit every single one of them into a best of list. And I might screw up the numbers here as we go along, but because I'm not looking at any kind of written list, I just have the stack right next to me. So I'm going to go backwards starting from number 30, which is Alchemy of Souls Part 2 from Lords of Black. Really good Spanish power metal / progressive metal band. Love these guys. They're a little bit different, not your traditional power metal. They're more kind of like traditional metal with elements of power and progressive metal. Ronnie Romero on lead vocals. Really good album, really strong album. Part 2 of a 2-part concept series. I dig that. That one, just got that one not that long ago, so that's like a late entrant here. Also, his one and only solo album, and we lost him this year, Robbie Steinhardt, Not in Kansas Anymore, a prog opera. Absolutely spectacular. If you love vintage Kansas, he's singing great on here. His violin is great. All sorts of guest stars. Really like that a lot. That's number, 20. This is number 28. Doom Crew Inc. by Black Label Society. Latest release of heavy rock and doom and stoner from Zakk Wylde and company. I like this a lot. I think I like this better than the last couple. Great riffs on here. Digging that a lot. So that's 28. 27. Glass Hammer, Scalagrim, Into the Breach. Part 2 of a 3-part trilogy that'll be coming out. Glass Hammer goes kind of heavy. I like it. Different sort of thing from these Tennessee proggers. Next up, we got Billy Gibbons, Hardware. If you called this a ZZ Top album, I would have said this is a great ZZ Top album. As it is, it's a really great Billy F. Gibbons solo album. It just sounds like ZZ Top, man. Loads of raunchy, crunchy guitars, some stirring blues, those gritty vocals of his. I dig this a lot. Really, really good. So let's see, 30, 29, 28, 27, 26, 25. We're going to go with Omega by Epica. The great Dutch symphonic metal, progressive metal, extreme metal, right? You got the absolutely amazing vocals of Simone Simons and loads of guitars and keyboards and pounding drums, little bits of growling vocals. It's symphonic, cinematic, little bits of extreme, progressive, epica. Can't go wrong with them. Next up, Terra Odium. Jesus. Ne Plus Ultra. Killer progressive metal. Check it out. You will love this. If you are a fan of like old school Fates Warning, gotta love it. Gotta love it. Featuring some former members of the great Spiral Architect. Killer album. Next up, the latest from Cynic, Ascension Codes. Sounds like a Cynic album. Paul Masvidal is left with a new lineup after we lost the two Seans last year, and it just still sounds like Cynic. Really good spacey rock there. Where are we at? So let's see. 39, 28. Wait. 30, 29, 28, 27, 26, 25, 24, 23. Number 22. I think that's what I'm up to. Whatever. Flotsam and Jetsam, Blood in the Water. From Arizona. Killer thrash meets traditional metal. These guys just keep on keeping on. Another one of those like old school thrash bands that just has been putting out outstanding stuff of late. And this is a terrific, terrific album. AFM Records. Next up, speaking of old school thrash bands who just keep putting out great stuff, how about Persona Non Grata from Exodus, Nuclear Blast Records. This is absolutely ferocious. Check it out if you have not. Love it. From Norway, how about Kaligonaut, magnified as Giants. Great prog rock. 4 long tracks, epic, 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 featuring guest starring from 2 members of Wobbler. Great pastoral 70s inspired prog rock. Liquid Tension Experiment number 3. Tony Levin, John Petrucci, Mike Portnoy, Jordan Rudess. They're back, and it sounds like a total continuation of part 2, or album 2. All instrumental, all zany and crazy. Back to AFM Records. We're going to go to the latest from Evergrey from Sweden, Escape of the Phoenix. This one came out really early in the year. You know, it's always interesting when you get, like, right at the beginning of the year in January, you get some heavy hitters that come out and you're like, oh, and you listen to them nonstop for a couple of months, and then, you know, the rest of the deluge of the year comes out, and you almost kind of, at the end of the year, when you're tallying up all the releases, you almost kind of forget those few that came out, like, in the first month of the year. But this one has stayed in constant play over the year. Another winner from Evergrey. Love it. How about the latest from Tremonti, Marching in Time? It's catchy and heavy. Loads of hooks, loads of riffs, loads of face-melting solos, great vocals. Just really memorable, heavy, hard-hitting songs. Love it. Mark Tremonti and company. All right, where are we at? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Number 15. The latest from UDO, Udo Dirkschneider and company. Game Over. Killer. Interestingly enough, we had both UDO and Accept both released new albums this year. Gotta tell you, I think the UDO album smokes the Accept album. I like the Accept album. Didn't make my top 30 though. This, however, is great. A lot of songs, maybe a few too many songs, but great stuff. Just cranking, crunchy, classic metal from Udo Dirkschneider and company. Game Over, love it. Number 14, the return of Alcatraz. Alcatraz 5 or V. So this. Can there be an Alcatraz without Graham Bonnet? Apparently so. Put Doogie White in the vocal slot. You got the rest of the guys from Alcatraz carrying on. Graham's going to do his own version of Alcatraz, so we're going to have 2. But in the meantime, this is quite good. You got James Bird on here, killing it on guitars. Not Joe Stump, not James Bird. Sorry, Joe Stump, Jimmy Waldo, Doogie White, Gary Shea, and Mark Benkacea, however he says his name. Yeah, this is quite good. How about this one? Yeah, I mean, I didn't think this was going to be here come the end of the year. Because when I first reviewed it, I was like, all right, I like Senjutsu by Iron Maiden. I don't know if I love it. It's grown on me quite a bit, enough to put it in my top 20. Big, epic sounding. I dig it. It's good stuff. Can't go wrong with Iron Maiden. For those who don't mind the epic sounding Iron Maiden with the long songs and all that kind of stuff, I dig it. And a lot of the songs are really good. They're really memorable. Next up, we're going to go A Valediction from Obscura. Technical, progressive death metal. Doesn't get much better than this. Absolutely amazing. Jaw-dropping guitar solos. Great crunchy arrangements, technical arrangements. Love it. From Sweden, prog rock, Agusa and Annan Varald. 2 long tracks, lots of flutes, mellotrons, acoustic and electric guitar. Amazing, all instrumental. Wonderful stuff. Neil Morse Band, where are we at? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. This is number 11. Neil Morse Band, Innocence and Danger. Amazingly complex and bombastic prog rock and prog metal from Neil Morse, Mike Portnoy and the gang. Excellent. More concept album, Madness 2-disc set. Killer. Number 10, Green Lung, Black Harvest. Way cool British band. Stoner and doom metal. Little psychedelia going on here too. Killer riffs. Tons of grooves. I foresee really big things for these guys. Next up, Transatlantic, The Absolute Universe Forevermore, the extended edition. Neil Morse once again, Roy Stalt, Mike Portnoy, Petra Wavas. Yeah, great stuff. Double album set, killer prog. The big surprise, again, back to January, the one that killed us all early in the year, and we still love it. Todd La Torre, Rejoice in the Suffering. Todd, of course, the lead singer from Queensryche. This is just a cranking metal album. I can't tell you how amazing this album is, boys and girls. It is that good. That good. I listened to this all year. In fact, I don't think I actually put it away until like maybe 2 months ago. I mean, I listened to this all year. Todd La Torre, Rejoice in the Suffering. Amazing vocals. Great killer guitars. Awesome. All right, where are we at? Dream Theater. A View from the Top of the World. Latest from Dream Theater. My favorite from them in a couple years. I think it's just as strong, if not stronger, than their last one. And I think they have finally put the astonishing behind them. Their last 2 releases have been quite good. It's heavy, it's proggy, it's memorable, and yeah, I like it a lot. Production is fantastic as well. All right, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Number 6, Between the Buried and Me, Colors, Part 2. Another concept record from Between the Buried and Me. Killer. Who would have thought a Part 2 of a gem of a concept album would be any good? But yeah, this is really good. It doesn't always work out that way when bands do part 2s of popular albums that they've previously released, but this one works out like a charm. It's amazing. It's so heavy. It's so complex. It's extreme. It's beautiful. There's like amazing guitar work and keyboard work and the drumming, the bass playing, whole 9 yards. And it's long, but it's amazing. Really good. All right, next up. I guess this is number 5, right? Yes, it is. Mastodon, Hushed and Grim. The guys from Georgia do it again. Double album. Might be a tad long, but I love 95% of this. And it's good. It's heavy. It's got the complex guitar and bass and drum playing that we love from these guys. The vocals are really well done. It's kind of a dark album, but I don't mind it. And I think it's it's a great sounding record. So that's my number 5. Number 4. How about self-titled Halloween, right? Pumpkins Unite. The whole gang's here. All the former singers are here. Most of the rest of the surviving members of the band, past and present, are here. It's amazing. So many great songs on here. I listened to this a ton this year. I know this is going to be pretty high up for a lot of people. All right, my number 3. My top 3 were really hard. I kept moving these around, and next week I might think a little differently here, but one really late entrant into my list that I just can't stop listening to, and I just really love this band, and this could even rank higher. It may, a month from now it might even be my number 1, who knows, but the band is Lucifer 4. I know, crazy band name, crazy album cover, but man, this Swedish/German band is so good. They just do like this retro 60s and 70s psychedelic hard rock. It's got occult lyrics and things like that. Just so catchy. The riffs are so great. There's little bits of doom in their music too. Johannes' vocals are just amazing, and there's so many good grooves and riffs on here. I absolutely love this to death. I love these guys. Such a great band. So that's my number 3. Number 2, once again, Styx knocks it out of the park. Crash of the Crown from Styx. They continue on from The Mission, which was amazing and one of my favorite albums of the year back, 4 years ago. And this one is no exception. I just love it. I love they're trying some new things. I love they're really going progressive. I just wish some of the songs were a little longer, but otherwise, I love this album. I think it's great. And I wish it was a little more James Young, but otherwise, fantastic album. Memorable tunes. Love it. Tommy Shaw, you're amazing. And last but not least, my number 1. Again, these top 3 could easily change, but this one I listened to so much this year, and usually it comes down to how many times you listen to these albums. Usually I may have some albums that I may have rated higher, but it all goes down to which are the ones I listen to the most at the end of the year. And Holy Ground from the Dead Daisies. Glenn Hughes joins up the band, and automatically magic happens. Glenn and Doug Aldrich and company, just an incredible, incredible album. Glenn just is such a great singer, and he just elevates anything, any project or band that he's in, he just elevates. And I love this. It's heavy. It's bluesy. The songs are memorable. The vocals are great. The guitars are great. Killer rhythms. I just dig this. And I've always liked the Dead Daisies. Back when they had John Corabi on vocals, I really dug them. I wasn't as nuts about their last album, but the one before that was excellent. And then this comes, and it's just almost like a new band now. So good. So good. These songs are so addicting. And like I said, it's heavy. It's groovalicious. And those vocals, so good. Glenn Hughes, you rock. So there you have it. My top albums of the year. Dead Daisies, Styx, Lucifer, Helloween, Mastodon, Between the Buried and Me, Dream Theater, Todd La Torre, Transatlantic, Green Lung, Neil Morse Band, Agusa, Obscura, Iron Maiden, Alcatraz, UDO, Tremonti, Evergrey, Liquid Tension Experiment, Caligonaut, Exodus, Flotsam and Jetsam, Cynic, Terra Odium, Epica, Billy Gibbons, Glass Hammer, Black Label Society, Robbie Steinhardt, and Lords of Black. My top 30. I do have like another 20 or 25 honorable mentions, which you'll have to go to the website to check out once we have that posted. But like I said, if you've been following all my reviews here during the course of the year, I'm sure you know some of the stuff that's going to show up. But again, I didn't include everything. There's a lot more that didn't make the list, but that I really liked this year. But pretty good year for music. So thanks for watching. Please tune in. If you haven't watched it already, watch our top 10 of the year on In the Prog Seat, which happened yesterday, so you can get to hear everybody else's favorite prog albums of the year. And then on Monday night on the Hudson Valley Squares, some of us are going to get together and do our favorite 10 of the year, more of the hard rock and metal stuff. So that's coming up on Monday. So thanks for watching, everybody. Visit us on the web at www.seatranquility.org. We're on Facebook, we're on Twitter, of course, we're here on YouTube all the damn time. I am Pete Pardo. Once again, have a wonderful holiday season, everybody. But, we'll be here popping in and out. So don't fret. We're not going away till after the New Year's. We'll be here. So thanks for watching, everybody. And we'll see you real soon. Let us know what your favorite albums of the year were across all genres down below in the comments section. And we'll see you real soon. Take care. Bye-bye.